Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So the Bitcoin pump continues. Yes, we're even higher than we were this morning. Although we had a quick up and down that was meant to liquidate all the longs. But still, nevertheless, we are still looking strong, holding above 61,000. And all-time high is certainly coming soon. Way sooner than people expect. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Bitcoin. What happened today? What to expect for the remainder of this week? And let's look at some alts, which are moving as well. I got an interesting chart to show you guys. And I have a very special appearance by Mr. Middleton that I'll show you during Q&A. And I'm going to show you my greatest trade of all time. Jam-packed nightly session today. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Look at this. Bitcoin is sitting at 61,400. Man, we had a wild day. A wild day. And we're going to have more days like this. When Coinbase crashes, that's when you know FOMO is here. And I can't tell you how many people randomly asked me about Bitcoin today. I bet that happened to you guys too. Just random people asking what's going on with Bitcoin. I bought some Bitcoin or should I buy some Bitcoin, right? That's when you know. That's when you know FOMO is here. Real FOMO is here, guys, okay? And that's because we're getting close. We're getting close to all-time high. So look at this afternoon. It was like a wild roller coaster ride. Bitcoin shot up from where we were, about 60,000, all the way up to 64,000. What did I say the next stop was? This morning, I drew out this line. I said the next stop will be 63,771. Guess what? I was 100% accurate because that's the exact point Bitcoin stopped at and came down. Went all the way down to 58,000 from 64,000. That was a massive drop. I bet a lot of you guys playing leverage got wrecked with that. But you know what? If you're smart, you've been through this market for a while, you know that there was going to be recovery, right? So I'm going to share a little story later on about how I got wrecked and then I continue forward. But still, you know, then we recovered a little bit, went back down to 59 and boom, now we're above 60,000, 61,400. And tomorrow, are we going to retest that 63,700? Because right after that, we're really close to 69,000, guys. We're really close to breaking Bitcoin's all-time high. Not just for this year, not for last year. We're talking about all-time high. That is right around the corner, guys. And I know you guys could feel the FOMO. You guys could feel the FOMO. It is definitely building, okay? And like I said, I'll get to alts in a little bit. But today, finally, you have Solana that's gaining a lot of strength, up 13%, even surpassing Bitcoin. But we got a lot of greens today. A lot of greens. And that's fantastic. All right, but as for Bitcoin, what's going on with it? Why is it going to go higher? Why is all-time high right around the corner? Well, if you ask Jim Cramer, he can't really explain it. Inverse Cramer is 100% correct when it comes to Bitcoin. Last month, again, he tried to shame Bitcoin as it went down a little bit. There was a little weakness. And Jim Cramer said, I can't see it not going down more from here. You know, that was the exact point that Bitcoin started going up. And today, more from here, again, that was Bitcoin above $60,000. Bitcoin started going up. What did Jim have to say about Bitcoin? Let's take a listen.
There's underperformance, okay? It's depressing.
I don't want to.
What has Bitcoin ever done for mankind? Are you a Bitcoin phone? Watson, come here, I need you. I mean, what is it?
Well, coming up, United Healthcare is...
Even as host is laughing at Jim. What has Bitcoin ever done for mankind? Trying to compare it to a phone. Trying to pretend like he doesn't understand Bitcoin. Jim understands Bitcoin. He just refuses to believe. I don't know, for whatever reason. You know, Jim used to be very bullish on Bitcoin. He even said Bitcoin made enough money for him that he was able to buy his daughter's house or something like that. And ever since then, he turned bearish for whatever reason. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. But what I do know is this. Jim is always wrong about Bitcoin. And the inverse Cramer is always right when it comes to Bitcoin. But unfortunately, we got some bad news because Jim says the success of Bitcoin ETF, given the success of Bitcoin ETF, it's pretty obvious that an Ethereum ETF will soon bloom. Well, if inverse Cramer is always right, this is no good. And this may be the reason why Ethereum stalled, because Jim Cramer said so. I don't know. I just thought that was funny. Anyways, today, a lot of you guys know Coinbase had a big disruption, you know, and every single time, it's just uncanny. Every single time, it's like within minutes of some kind of major event for Bitcoin, usually when it dumps, okay? Guess when Coinbase actually had this shutdown? Yes, it was right near the top, around 64,000 minutes before Bitcoin hit 64,000 and started crashing, right? It's almost as if it was planned that a whole bunch of people were going to short and liquidate a lot of longs, and we got to make sure that retail investors can't keep on buying. So someone picked up the phone and called Brian Armstrong. Was like, all right, ETA 2 minutes. Let's shut down, because if you think about it, with that much FOMO happening at that time, it's hard to believe that the market makers or the exchanges or the whales that actually dropped this could have made that happen, because there was so much buying on Coinbase. It's almost as if it was planned. Every single time we have massive FOMO, guess what happens? Coinbase somehow shuts down or has problems. According to Brian Armstrong, this happened because there was too much volume, too many people coming in. But this has happened before, in 2017, in 2021. You figure by now in 2024, Coinbase, especially given their stock has started skyrocketing, has enough cash to boost their infrastructure by tenfold, by 100-fold, so that this wouldn't happen, right? A lot of people saw their accounts go to zero, start freaking out. People that wanted to sell couldn't. People that wanted to buy couldn't, right? Again, highly suspicious. And why not move to a decentralized setup where this won't happen, right? But anyways, a lot of people pissed off at Coinbase. Thankfully, there are other exchanges that are operating, but you know, most people in the US do use Coinbase. So you just have to live with them, or you don't. We'll go to another exchange like Gemini. But yeah, that happened this morning. So this is probably the first of many. There will be a lot more days in the future where Coinbase just unexpectedly shuts down. Okay. Yeah. So there's that. All right. Now, as for ETF, what did I say? ETFs will continue to buy more and more and more. It's going to compound and basically cause like a perpetual motion engine. Okay. Because the higher Bitcoin goes, the more volume and more buying there is, and then the higher Bitcoin goes, and it's just going to keep on going. It's self-sustaining. Today, we had another huge volume day. BlackRock had over 3 billion in volume. Grayscale had high volume, almost 2 billion, and Fidelity above 1 billion. Okay, so tomorrow we'll see how high things really are. But This morning, I reported yesterday, it was like close to 600 million Bitcoin inflows. Today, I got to think it's even higher than that. Maybe 700 million. But it's just going to keep on escalating. But however, here's something interesting. Fidelity confirmed already $245 million of the Bitcoin inflow. So that's good, okay? But you know what? Grayscale started escalating a little bit. It could be because, you know what? People are just selling because they're sick of fees. So up until like Monday, we saw the outflow from Grayscale diminish almost to zero. And then somehow it escalated yesterday, and then it escalated a little more today. Interesting. But here's what's crazy. Despite the fact Grayscale sold $216 million of the Bitcoin, Fidelity itself ate all that up, and Bitcoin still continued to skyrocket. So again, if you're wondering why Bitcoin just will not go down, why do we not see a huge catastrophic drop? The reason being, there aren't enough sellers out there. There's no huge entities out there that has hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin to sell. No. The ones that are selling, it's not really doing anything because there's so much buying. That's the reality. The ETFs have changed the game. Now, one day, maybe in the future, in crypto winter, we'll come to hate ETFs if there's a massive amount of dumping. But right now, as we move closer to halving event and closer to a rate cut, you know, things are just escalating, right? It's an amplifying effect on top of Bitcoin. That's why we're moving so quick in this cycle, way quicker than any previous cycle. Morgan Stanley, another major bank, adds ETF language because they want to add Bitcoin ETF into their other ETFs. This morning, Fidelity also recommended their clients to hold at least 1.1 to 3% of their portfolio in Bitcoin ETFs. So all these big banks and wealth advisors are now telling their clients, hey, you got to get some Bitcoin. Or we're just going to add some Bitcoin ETFs into other funds that people already hold, right? It's just escalating. There's so much happening right now. And of course, those that got in earliest, like Saylor and President Bukele, who followed Saylor afterwards, they're all sitting pretty. Bukele and El Salvador, I don't know how many Bitcoins, but they have a few hundred, a few thousand, and they're looking pretty good as well. Those that got in earliest and continue to DCA always benefits the most. It's just really that simple. And most of you guys know that. A lot of you guys have been DCAing, and that's why you're in the green, way in the green. And tonight, I'm going to show you my DCA portfolio as well. So, last few things about Bitcoin. Right now, I mentioned we're ahead of the game. There's so many metrics that showed that. We're above the 6.618 Fibonacci level. We have never ever done that before a halving event, okay? We have now broken into this super parabolic 7-week super trend that you could see in previous cycles was absolutely tremendous. We actually started that already, even before the halving event. That never happens before. We never saw this happen before a halving event. So we're just moving so quickly. So quickly. And again, if we close, there's one more day left, okay? If we close tomorrow above 61.3, that will give us the highest monthly close ever in Bitcoin's history. Ever in Bitcoin's history. Remember, Bitcoin has not been above 57,000 for very long. And above 60,000, very short time. Very short time. So we've never closed above $61,357 before. And that is about to happen too. Right? So so many good things happening with Bitcoin. Days above 61,000, like I said, we weren't up there very long. In fact, only 31 days. 31 days. But this time, we're already there. We're already there. And we're going to break that all-time high. Been talking about breaking all-time high forever. And it's right around the corner. Right around the corner. And you know what? A lot of you guys are asking about alts. Alts are also keeping up. Okay, even though Bitcoin dominance is going up, Bitcoin is surpassing a lot of the alts out there. But I gotta say, this cycle, if you lived through previous cycles before, you know that this cycle, alts are strongest now, way stronger than previous cycles. You could look at a Bitcoin dominance in previous cycles. Bitcoin dominance would shoot up to like 70%. We're nowhere close to that. So alts, even though they may be lagging a little bit, but overall, a lot of them have been doing really well, and there's so much movement. It's absolutely fantastic. But I did find something that's very interesting for you guys. Very, very interesting indeed. So my team found this new site, Coin Go Live, and this will actually tell you how far away some of these projects are from their all-time high. Okay, and it's kind of staggering how some of these projects are still so far away, which means if they do get back to all-time high in 2025, if you load up on them now, you will be filthy rich. Because, man, some of these, like a lot of people, are ICP fans, right? And you got to give ICP props. ICP's been doing well within the last few months. But guess what? They're still 5,264% from their previous high. They were at $700 before, and they're at $13 now. They're still down 98%. Do you guys realize it has to go up 52x to get back to its previous high? Now, me personally, I don't like ICP, but you know, I know there are a lot of ICP guys out there that love Insane Clown Posse. But there's others too. You know, let me just run through this list real quick, right? And look at the ones that have huge potential, which ones that are still worth DCA into, at least in my opinion. All these will probably go up, you know, to be honest, in a bull run, in a parabolic bull run, everything just starts skyrocketing anyways. But you know what? You want to bet on the fastest horse, right? In any bull run. So going down this list, not a fan of Jasmine, not a fan of ICP. I do like Filecoin. I think they have huge potential. And they're still almost 3,000% away from their all-time high, which is staggering. A lot of people love Gala, a gaming platform. They have their own chain. They have their new swap. They're into music. I don't like the fact that the founders are still suing each other, but nevertheless, they have some momentum. But still, they're 2,000% away from all-time high. Axie was one of the hottest games. I don't know if they're going to be one of the hottest games this cycle. Maybe. Algorand, I'm kind of neutral on. Sandbox, you got a lot of these like metaverse plays that have not really moved. Sandbox and Decentralized that hasn't really moved. The Graph I do like. It's a boring project, but it's very useful. Helps project come out with APIs for data retrieval. Still 900% away from all-time high. So Theta made some big strides recently about AI. They're going to come out with a new play for AI, right? They're going to use their network to process GPU compute. They're still 700% away from all-time high. And then you got like a meme coin like Sheep that really hasn't moved this cycle. 633%. I don't know. I just don't really believe in Sheep anymore, to be honest. Phantom, I'm still hopeful for. They're layer 2, but there's so much layer 2s out there. So I'm still rooting for them, okay? Going down this list, you got Osmosis, the biggest DEX within Cosmos. I like them. I think they're still going to do well. They're still 600% from all-time high. Polkadot is 550% from their all-time high. I'm neutral on Polkadot, but I do know a lot of people do ask me about it all the time. You got Blur, the biggest NFT marketplace out there, right? Still 543% away. I think they're going to do well. You got Aave, which is in the DeFi space. I think they're going to continue to trend up. XRP, still 486% away from all-time high. And that was made 6 freaking years ago. 6 years ago. Unlike most of these projects, their all-time highs like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. XRP still has not seen that all-time high for 6 years. VeChain I like. Last all-time high was 2 years ago, but still plenty of room to grow. Helium is making moves. I like that. Hedera making moves. Okay, still 400%. Cardano holders, man. You got to hang on. High, all-time high made 2 years ago, 378% left to go. Right? I do think they're going to hit that for sure. And then the rest of these starts diminishing very quickly, but I do like Atom. They're still 288% away. Avalanche is 249% away. Great projects. Arweave, a decentralized storage play, 226%. They had big news today about some new upgrade that's going to allow parallelized data retrieval. So that's pretty cool. And then you got Flare, which is a promising new L1. You got Matic. Love Matic. A lot of projects associated with them and partner up with them. Still 183%. Immutable. Chainlink. Fantastic projects. Of course, you got Solana. Solana is still 111% away. So that means it's not too late to get in. It's not too late to get into any of these. There's still room to grow. Even though Bitcoin is so close to its previous high, a lot of these alts still have so much room to grow. But it's starting to diminish because these ones are getting very, very close, and some have even surpassed their all-time high. Lido is another one, great one in DeFi. You got the meme coin Bonk, not too far off from the previous high. 77%, that could come within a week, especially for memes. You got Akash Network, which is decentralized cloud and also in the AI. You got Aptos, another L1. You have Pepe, only 42% from all-time high. Pepe has been really, really strong recently. You got ETH, that's only 42% from all-time high. You got Sui, that's only 33%, and that was formed only 9 months ago. And then, it starts dropping really fast. You got Pith Network, that's only 20% away. Celestia, only 19%. These are just formed like within weeks or days, right? You got another big one, BitTensor, which is in the AI space. You got Stacks, which has been absolutely hot because of Bitcoin. Only 13% away, right? And then you got like Beam, which is in gaming, which is only 8% away. In fact, they already surpassed it. Render, Optimism, Injective, these are all fantastic projects. They're very close to all-time high. Then you got Fetch AI, which is an AI play. And then you have a few others, right? My point in showing you guys this is this. There's a lot of great projects. There's still a lot of room to grow just to get back to the previous high. And then there's a really good chance that a lot of these will surpass and move even more, move even higher than previous high. Most of them will. Some maybe not, but most of them will, right? So there's so much room left. We are still early. It's not too late to continue to DCA. Hold on DCA. That's how you win at the game of crypto. All right. Next up, let's do some DCA. Let's bring up my DCA portfolio, which I've already loaded. It's at 28,000, all-time high. Now it's up 73%. 73%. I've been doing this for years. Okay, since 2021, up and down. No magic, no trickiness to this DCA portfolio. Simply added $100 every single week. I made a few changes recently, but that's it. Very, very little went into this. Did not do heavy trading, didn't look at trends, just loaded up on some of the projects that I like. And almost everything is in green now, with the exception of a few. Phantom is still down. Cosmos barely down. You got Near Protocol that's still down. I may have given up on Near Protocol. They are really slow moving. And some of these other ones like ApeCoin, man, it's just too low to sell. It's still down 90%. And some of these others down here. But you know what? Man, even SNEC is up 132%. Really good. You got Immutable X up 162% overall. You got Fetch AI, I mentioned them, all-time high, up 480%. Absolutely craziness. And you got a lot of these in 200%. Stacks is up 200%. You got Solana up 200%. Bitcoin up 127%. What am I going to buy today? Everything's up. I don't even know what to buy. Everything's up today. Let's start from the bottom. DeFi Kingdoms, still rooting for them. You got Flow, which is in NFTs. Chiliz, I don't really like Chiliz. Arweave, you know, they might be worth it to DCA. ApeCoin, not so much. I don't really believe in ApeCoin too. I might want to get rid of some of these. Manta, which I added last week, surprisingly, they're still down 1% right now. Pit Network, only up 13%. Myro just lost all its strength. Now it's all in whiff. Cock is up 37%. Man, these are all fantastic. I don't know. I don't know what to DC into. You guys have any suggestions? I'm looking at it. I'm looking at buy some Litecoin. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. ICP and Cosmos. No, not ICP. Nope. XRP. Nope. You know, when in doubt, just go with Bitcoin, I guess. I'm just going to stay. I'm going to stay with the basics, okay? Bitcoin is so hot. I'll get a little bit more Bitcoin. I'm going to get a little more stacks because stacks just go follow Bitcoin. And Solana finally started moving, so I might as well just add a little more in Solana. You know, you got to bet on the fastest horses. So let's just do that. I'm just going to add, I'll add, let's see, $33 into Bitcoin. Uh, 61,592. Man, that doesn't even come out right. I think it's 0.000535. I think that's what it is. No, I think I added too little. One too many decimal points. Wait, no, that was right. I think that was right. Yeah, that was right. My Asian math served me. All right, and then stacks. Let's add some stacks. $33 into stacks. $10.912. All right, and then I said I was gonna buy Solana. I have a lot in Solana already. Maybe. And Jupiter's up too. That's good. Link. I'm pretty good with Link. Man, this is tough. This is real tough. Yeah, I'm just going to add. Yeah, I'm just going to add Solana. When in doubt, add Solana. That's what they say. All right. So this week added Bitcoin, Stacks, and Solana. Right? Up 77%, whatever it was. And it's going to continue. It's going to continue forward. All right. Let's do some Q&A. And I got a special guest. I've never tried this guest before. Never had this guest before. I bought this at Costco like last week. It's called Middleton Very Rare. There, it's in focus. Middleton Very Rare 2022. This is double the cost of Blue Label. This is $300. So we'll see. We'll see how this tastes. All right, let's do Q&A. Ooh, this is good. This is good. This goes down smooth. Really, really smooth. Oh, I could argue this goes down smoother than Blue Label. Ooh, that's good. That is good. All right, sorry. I don't mean to miss. I don't mean to ignore the super chats. Let me scroll up here. Let me see if I missed anything. Thoughts on MAGA Trump meme coin? No thoughts. Pretty silly. Show us the greatest trade of all time, please. I don't know if you guys are ready for this. Okay. It was higher before. But you guys know I've been a big degen, and I don't recommend anyone follow me because I get liquidated all the time. In fact, I got liquidated on WIF on this. WIF was very, very hot today, okay? So WIF was crazy hot, and I decided to jump in on a bandwagon, right? Look at that. But WIF had that huge down just because Bitcoin got liquidated, right? Or not liquidated, it went down. Look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. That's a crazy run right there. Anyways, I'll show you guys. This is my Mexi account. So this is live. This is not fake. So my WIF story, I'm still doing pretty good with WIF. Okay. So I'm up $42,000, up 384% with my 20X. I had a plus 500% that I showed earlier, right? I got liquidated from that drop because it went all the way down, and I got so pissed off. I'm like, no, that should not have happened. So I reopened it, and I made most of it back, right? So that's trade number one. My other trade, my greatest trade I've ever had in my life, is my Bitcoin trade. Plus 500%, up $286,000. And I opened this up like 3 days ago, 4 days ago. It wasn't that long. And I just added a little more, added a little more, added a little more. Those two are enough to buy a freaking house. Again, I don't recommend it. Don't recommend it at all. If you get liquidated, you're going to hate yourself for it. MB tutorials. I'm still trying to catch up to the live chat here. Super chats. Fell for a Coinbase wallet phishing days ago. Gave up my phrase. Can they now gain access to my CB Custodio? No, because CB Custodio don't have a phrase. The two are not locked up, right? But I don't know why you would give up your seed phrase, man. Or they just stole it from you. But anyways, anything that asks for seed phrase, never, ever, ever input or give out. How frequent should I DCA? There's really no right or wrong answer to that. You could do as much as you want. Check out DGen CoinFlip. Google, can't share link. Sounds like some kind of gambling thing that I'm probably not going to partake in. SoCal Crypto says, thanks for showing up every day. Don't comment much, but never miss a show. Awesome. Vegas was lit. Looking forward to see you in the future. Awesome. Appreciate that. What do you think about Cody? I think they're interesting. They recently got pumped up by a whole bunch of people. That's the real reason why they went up a lot. I'll just leave it at that. But, you know, overall, they've been around for a while. They're a creator degen for Cardano. They're turning into like a L1 for Bitcoin or something like that. Danny Finance. Awesome. Thank you. You're missing out on renders, a smooth ride. I leverage trade a little bit. I made a little money, or maybe I lost money on render. I don't know. I will admit render is one that I missed. I've never liked render before. And then now they fixed a few things by moving to Solana, fixed their token economics, now getting involved with AI. You know, they've done really well. I sent you 2 chats you missed. I'm sorry, man. That was probably very early. You got to repeat it again. I can't scroll up. There's so many people scrolling. It just removes the super chats. You have to retype it. Will Chainlink pump? Oh yeah, it will. Oh yeah, it will. It's only getting started. Why don't you buy Litecoin? Because it's not better than Bitcoin. You name one reason why you should hold Litecoin over Bitcoin. It's not a better store of value. It doesn't appreciate as much. It doesn't have all the new fancy tech that Bitcoin is getting. So why would you hold on to Litecoin? I am horny for Mara and Riot. I mean, they're both miners. They're going to trend up. They're going to trend up because Bitcoin's going up. It's just really that simple. Alan, I appreciate that. That was the greatest trade so far in my life. But I'm going to keep that open because I don't think Bitcoin's going to stop. Bitcoin's not going to stop. Tomorrow, we'll probably see 62, 63, 64,000 Bitcoin once market opens again. Maybe tonight we'll see another pump because Asia is FOMOing in. I don't think Bitcoin's pump is going to stop. Now, my whiff one I should really close because that can dump way down. But you know, I'll probably do it after the stream. I'm telling you guys, this Middleton goes down real smooth. Real smooth. Even smoother than Blue Label, but it's very expensive. Joe Solomon, I already mentioned why Litecoin is no good. Did you see Soul Founder says Satoshi made Solana? I did not. Is that the reason why Solana started pumping? Aerodome Finance? Which chain is that on? I know someone asked me about that before. Aerodrome? It's on Base. Oh, it's the biggest DEX on Base. I don't really follow Base that much, but you know, there could be a good good ride for this, because if base gets bigger, people will go trade on base. Aerodrome, I think they're the biggest one on base. Since the bull run started early, does that mean it will end early too? No. In fact, it could mean that we never end. This could be the cycle that keeps on going forever. Thoughts on if Tezos will break all-time high? It will, but it has no attention. Like, no one literally talks about it. I don't see any new projects being developed on there or anything like that. Yeah, it needs more. A lot of these chains, I hate to say it, they're just empty chains. They don't have any activity going on them. You know, you need to have dApps that people actually use, right? And a lot of these chains just simply don't have anything. Bonk! Exclamation mark. Bonk I actually thought would be hotter than it has been. Whiff has been getting all the attention. Pepe even got some attention. What are your real thoughts on XRP projections? Well, I just showed you guys this. Okay. XRP, where's XRP? It's toward the top, probably. I can't find XRP. Here we go. XRP is 486% away from all-time high. Can it get there this cycle? I can't be certain of that, because it formed that high January 7th in 2018, which is approximately 6 years ago. It did not form a new high in 2021. It did not form a new high since 2018. So I don't know if it can form a new high this cycle. I really can't. Maybe it comes close, or maybe it stays in the 50-cent range. Who knows? KNDX conducts 14 million seems very small. Seems very, very small. It's only on Uniswap, so it's probably just launched. Yeah, launched in man, no, it didn't just launch. June 23rd. It's probably a dead project. It's not dead, obviously, because it started moving, but still too early. Too early stage. Yeah, I'm stoned. Get a nice Pappy Van Winkle, 15 years around 1K. It's amazing. A lot of people keep talking about it. I wonder if it's just being hyped up or not. A lot of people say Pappy Van Winkle is the best. I'll have to get it eventually. Leo says, good for you on your trade. I want to meet you one day. It's been really helpful watching you for years. Great. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Radium pumping still a #1 DEX on Sol. It is, except Jupiter has surpassed it. But Jupiter is a DEX aggregator, so it does use Radium too. So I don't know if that counts. But because Solana is pumping today, finally, it's getting back to its previous 122 high. You know, I figure a lot of stuff within Solana is pumping. So Radium up 25% today. Absolutely fantastic. Let's see what Jupiter is at. Jupiter is probably up. Jupiter is up 7%. Man, look how big Jupiter is. 726 million. Double the size of Radium. And then, of course, you got WIF. That's still doing very well, 25%. I hope WIF continues on because my leverage trade is looking awesome. And then Bonk. Man, Bonk is up 46%, 43%. That is fantastic. So you got a lot of good plays. What about Jitto on Solana? Up 6%. 6% yeah, no, 8%. Pretty good. Not as hot as the other ones. Can you look at Toshi and Mochi white paper? Maybe someday. Modern day life dating. I asked your thoughts on Bitcoin 100K by the end of the year. Certainly possible. Thoughts on if ETF approved in May, despite Gensler saying no. Avalanche worth it. I don't think Gensler actually said no to Ethereum ETF being approved in May. I think it's too early, though. I think, honestly, it's too early. If there is approval, it's probably going to be in August. And Avalanche is worth it. Lark posted, Arbitrum making him feel like a bag holder. Do you think, what? Do you think these layer 2s will move? I got 11K in cash reserves all in. I don't know if you want to go all in, man. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but if you're feeling the FOMO, then you do what you think is best. But I've been telling you guys to DCA all this time, so hopefully you've been DCAing. And these L2s have been moving, man. They have been. Arbitrum is doing very well. Optimism is doing very well. 10K Bonk purchase tomorrow, or would that set me up? I mean, Bonk is up 46%. When something goes up, Kendall, 46%, it's likely to retrace a little bit. If you're holding a long term, possibly fine, but you should usually, when something pumps up so much, you usually want to wait. You want to wait and let it settle down first. Last two times, Bitcoin got into that 60-65 range. How many holders were retailers and how many were whales or big companies? Well, I can say this. I don't know how many whales there were back in 2021 or 2022, but big companies, institutions, probably like a handful, right? Besides MicroStrategy and Tesla and Block and those handful of companies, there were definitely a lot less than now. Right now, all these big companies are buying through ETFs, right? That's why ETFs continue to add more and more every day. You're my favorite YouTuber. Are we going on a parabolic run? I don't know if you've been paying attention. We're above 61,000, dude. So you tell me, are we on a run yet? 0x0, I don't know what that is. And new rag, thank you. Silas, I might have missed it, but what are your thoughts on taking profits at all-time high in BTC? Okay. Silas and everyone else, I've said this already. My opinion is 69,000 is not top. Nowhere close to the top. In my opinion, how you take profits is based on how much cash you have. Set a percent of your portfolio for cash, 25, 30, 35%. If you see that percentage diminish, start selling off and replenish. And as long as you have that percentage in cash at all times, you're fine. It doesn't matter if Bitcoin's at 100, 150, 200, 250,000. As long as you have that cash pile, then you're good. Don't try to time top. No one knows where top is. No one knows where bottom is, right? So don't try to time it. You'll more likely or not lose out because of it. Do you think it's okay to hold wrap Bitcoin instead of Bitcoin? Yeah, I mean, it's as a substitute, sure. But it's not going to be as good as Bitcoin. There's a risk with wrap Bitcoin. There's always a risk. Low risk, but there's always a risk. Sol is right at their previous high over here in December. Please give your thoughts on H-bar at the end of 2025. You know what? I don't know. I do know I like Karate Combat, and they're like the biggest dap on Hedera. Hedera is, let's see. They're like 4x away from their high. About 50 cents. It'll probably be bigger than that. Probably at least double or triple that, if I had to guess. What's your opinion on Stargate and Layer Zero? They're great utility projects. I would just never hold on to them. Do you sell Bitcoin at the top of the run, Magic Goblin asks, or do you keep it forever? I'd say it could be a mix of that. If you're a long-term holder, then of course you're going to hold some of that Bitcoin forever. Now, like I said before, in terms of keeping a cash pile, I think it's smart to have a cash pile, and you may increase that cash pile over time. If Bitcoin starts going too high, you may want to increase that cash pile significantly, right? But I think for me, I'm always going to keep a little bit in Bitcoin, no matter what. Not going to try to time it. Millie says, if Arweave is AI play, well, they kind of said they were an AI play. I don't know if they're really an AI play, but can they be over 800 in this bull run? 800? That's like 40x? I mean, that would put them like at a 60 billion, 70 billion market cap. I mean, it could happen, but 40x seems a little high to me. It could happen, but man, I that sounds a lot. Maybe I would say 20x, you know, something like that could be possible. 40x may be a little far-fetched. Anyone who says Pappy and Boltons are fantastic do not know bourbon. Weller 12 tastes better than any Pappy I've ever had. Get a Stag and William Laurie Weller. Those are worth your money. Man, you guys are too sophisticated for me. Okay, I'm not a hardcore whiskey person. I don't mind a good bourbon or whiskey, but not that snobbish about them. Yeah, oh, Nasana. I totally forgot about Nasana. People have mentioned it. They're a decentralized compute play for Solana, but they're also an AI. Having a down day today, but they're much higher now. 477 million. I remember last time I looked at it, they were only like 100 something million. They have gone up a lot since early February. Yeah, they have gone up a lot. A lot. Interesting. Cairo, thank you. What are the top 3 stable coins? You only need 2. USDT and USDC. That's it. You don't need top 3. And by the way, not that I really care, but CMC does have these CMC crypto rewards that's ongoing right now, or it was, and I can't load it for some reason. Maybe they shut it down. Well, anyways. I was going to say you could vote for me, but whatever. Sal, I've never tried that before, so I don't know. Mike is saying, hey, can you wish my wife, Melissa, happy 40th birthday? I'll be able to upgrade her ring in 2025. Melissa, happy birthday. You're with a good guy. Stay with that one. And Mike, yeah, congratulations. I also upgraded my wife's ring recently. I was in Miami, a few weeks ago. Bought her a huge ring. And she likes it. What is our price prediction for RB? You mean Arbitrum? Is there a RB coin? I have no idea what that is. I don't know if you're meaning this or Arbitrum, but I don't know what that is. But Arbitrum is going to go much higher. That's what I know. Gravy Ghost says CMC is still live. Just voted. Okay, good. You guys should click into there and vote for me. Crypto IRA. I mean, some people use it. I used to be partnered up. My wife says yes. I like the upgrade ring. I used to be partnered with I Trust Capital, but then they were real dicks to me. When my channel got banned, my rep instantly sent me an email saying, "Well, we're not gonna pay you anymore." Like an hour after I was banned on YouTube, and I'm like, I can't work with that company, so I publicly disclosed it. I mean, I know some people still use them, so I think it's okay. But now that someone like Fidelity also allows you to buy crypto or buy Bitcoin, you could think about other options. Ever heard of Trias? I have. I don't remember too much about them. People have asked me about Trias before. I just don't remember them too much. Do you think it's too late to DCA into altcoins? No, it certainly is not. That was my whole point of covering this. It is not too late. Some of these are thousands of percent away from the all-time high. Like Filecoin is still 3,000%. The Graph is like 900%. Phantom is 600%. Some of these, I mean, so if you look at these, you'll know that they are very, very, very far off from their all-time high. So that means it's not too late to continue DCA. Render, I don't know where it's going to go. I think it's going to go higher. Let's just say that. It's going to go higher than where it is. Tomorrow, man, I think tomorrow's going to be a very exciting day. Today was exciting already. We had a big pump to 63.7. We're sitting well above 61,000. So we could see that pump to 63.7 tomorrow. That's our first test. We failed. We're probably going to get another test. We may just blow past it. Tomorrow is going to be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. All right, guys. I'm going to let you guys go. Overall, the Bitcoin pump continues. It wasn't too long ago. I remember people getting antsy about Bitcoin in this range, 50,000 range. People were getting bored. I was talking about Bitcoin at 52,000, and I said this was important resistance, and then people got bored. Like, that meant nothing. The weight of a Bitcoin at 50,000 is enormous. But since then, we added more weight. We pumped up really quickly to 61,000. Man, it's getting harder and harder for retail investors to accumulate significant amounts of Bitcoin. So, don't lose out to these big boys. They will not stop. They won't ever stop. So, don't be left behind. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.